the reason that I think that these malicious actors, the Candace Owenses of the world, the reason that they're engaging in this revisionist history is because they are trying to make a play for the future of Charlie Kirk's legacy and how
Yes.
he will be remembered, and specifically
Yeah.
the direction of Turning Point USA. I think that is cynically where they went.
I think so too, because they think that the groypers are the way that are the wave of the future, don't they? They think Nick Fuentes is the next leader of the minds of the American youth, don't they? And they're trying to head that off or get a piece of it.
Yes, that is essentially the wager they're making. When Candace Owens and Nick Fuentes spar, as they sometimes do, they're essentially competing for market share. They're essentially competing for market share in the fringe gutter of the. I mean, I hesitate to even call it the right, because there's nothing particularly rightist or conservative about.
It's not conservative at all. In fact, if you really listen to them, they sound like the radical left of the Democrats, don't they?
100%. Honestly, I listen. Not that I spend I don't listen to every Tucker show start to finish. I mean, I would probably be in the crazy ward if I did. But whenever I pause to listen to a clip of Tucker Carlson these days, I struggle to identify a single issue that he is genuinely conservative on, other than, I guess, immigration. I think he still believes in national borders. Okay, maybe. But on virtually every other issue, I mean, Roseanne, he had this crazy recent episode where he's essentially offering apologia for Sharia law.
I know.
He's talking about how it's amazing in Abu Dhabi and the Emirates. Look, I've been to Abu Dhabi. It's a very pretty city. That doesn't mean Sharia law is good. He's saying it's amazing in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. I mean, is he making common cause with the Islamists? I mean, is that what his pay masters want? Yeah,
absolutely. He thinks it's great that you can beat your wife if she doesn't, submit properly and fast enough. That's what he's saying, and that upsets me greatly. It just about makes me go absolutely off the handle. I can't believe he's saying that. But actually, Sharia law is based on, fiefdom. So he's a billionaire, and I guess he's joined that class where they dig fiefdom. They dig that pyramid with like 300 sheiks and, people at the top, and everybody else is a serf. So I guess that's what he's really talking about. And it's just so anti-American. And then he turns around and says, America first. What? Islam is an imperialist, globalist ideal. It's an ideology of global. It isn't America first. And Sharia law, that isn't anything to do with America first. I mean, he talks out of both sides of his mouth, as does Candace Owens, but I think they're globalists.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of the great ironies of our time, right? Is that people that are essentially taking the China, Russia, Iran, North Korea line,
right?
Somehow call themselves America first.
Yeah.
And look, I mean, every individual is different. I mean, Candace Owens, for whatever it's worth, my read on her is that she actually has gone down the Louis Farrakhan Nation of Islam rabbit hole. I think she probably went down that rabbit hole around the same time as Kanye West, if I had to guess.
Yes, absolutely. And Dave Chappelle, too. He's down there.
Yes. So that's my read on her. Tucker, I think opinions may vary. I think at least at a bare minimum, something that's going on with Tucker. I mean, to be clear, it's very hard to conclude that Tucker is anything other than an anti-Semite at this point. I mean, I think he's probably the most dangerous anti-Semite in American history. But I'm not sure it started there. It might have started as just a genuine hatred of American elites, American ruling class. The thing is, when you convince yourself that the American elites and the ruling class are so rotten, eventually you risk getting to a point where you also convince yourselves that America itself is rotten. You essentially conflate the lies that have been told by the American ruling class with America being a force for evil itself. So that's how you kind of paradoxically, I think, talk yourself getting into this very bizarre place where you're offering a purported...
But when you're friends with Hunter Biden, as he is and
right.
was, maybe you're like a double spy when you're in there with the ruling class, and you want to have a show, maybe you're like, oh boy, I hate the ruling class, and then you go to cocktails with them.
Right.
I mean, you always have some kind of duplicity, don't you? So are you ever really honest?
No, I mean, look, Tucker Carlson's the guy who used to wear bow ties on TV. Okay, I mean, he comes from a very upscale background, San Francisco Bay Area. I mean, he is no one's idea of someone who grew up in Appalachia riding a tractor or anything like that. I mean, so this whole kind of, I wear a plaid shirt and I speak for the people shtick is just that. It is a shtick, and I don't think anyone at this point necessarily is really buying it. But again, whether it's him, whether it's Candace, whether it's any of these other provocateurs, one of Tucker's acolytes is this little execrable, loathsome scoundrel named Kurt Mills. He's the executive director, whatever his title is, of the publication calling itself the American Conservative. There's nothing particularly conservative about them. I mean, they call themselves America First, but if you look at the social media accounts that oftentimes are boosting their content. So I noticed this with Tucker recently. Tucker had on that nun, the nun who had the mustache. I mean, okay, whatever. Yeah. So the mustachioed nun goes on the Tucker Carlson show and invariably starts accusing Israel of genocide and famine and all these other various libels and slanders. And I decided to go on social media and try to scan what accounts are reposting or quote tweeting it. And it's like Al-Quds and like a lot of Qatar, Palestinian, Arab, Russian accounts, Chinese accounts there. I saw another clip that Dinesh D'Souza posted on social media this week or last week of this former Muslim Brotherhood jihadi who's going on a podcast over in London or the UK, somewhere else, and is just saying that Candace Owens and Tucker Carlson and Marjorie Taylor Greene and these others are literally doing their work for them. They are literally doing their PR work for them. So
yeah.
It's nuts. It's absolutely nuts.
You know me, I stopped trusting anything coming out of big food and big pharma a long time ago. And here's one more reason why. I don't buy beef from grocery chains anymore. Think about it. They couldn't get everybody to line up for them jabs 4 to 6 times a year. So what's the next move? Easy. Sneak it into the food we eat every single day. And where does most of America get their food? The grocery store. Right now, places like Costco and Walmart are selling beef that's been injected with mRNA.
It's terrifying.
And here's the kicker. They don't have to label it. They don't have to tell you, and the media sure as hell isn't going to warn you. That's why the wellness company launched Wellness Farms, and it's the only beef I trust. 100% grain-fed and finished. No mRNA, no vaccines, no hormones. Just clean, real beef from regenerative American family farms. This is literally farm to table. No middlemen, no mystery, just the rancher, the butcher, and the UPS truck bringing it to your door. And if you've seen those mystery meat videos online, yeah, I'm not risking that. Your health and your DNA are worth protecting. So take back control and eat food you can actually trust. Go to twc.health/RB and use the code RB to save up to $30 and get free shipping on your Wellness Farms order. But it's so convoluted. Yeah, just a minute, Jake. It's so convoluted, and they really do a great job of masking it to, purposely lead Americans away from the truth. They purposely are confusing, yes. and that makes me really angry because, I mean, that's just downright evil to confuse Americans and to get them to go against their best interests.
That's it. That's the goal, though. Like literally, they have numerous goals. I think one of their goals is to just divide MAGA and try to supplant it with something else entirely. But one of their goals is actually exactly what you said. It's a very important point. I think one of their deliberate, intentional goals is to induce mass brain rot, is to actually make people question the most basic facts, to make people question, oh, is the sky blue? Oh, I'm not sure if it's blue, actually. Maybe it's orange, maybe it's chemtrails, I don't know. I mean, they're literally trying to make you question your sanity. The original definition of gaslighting, of course, is to question your very own mental sanity. Because if they're able to do that, then they feel that they are able to pick up market share and just say the crazy stuff imaginable, such as what Candace Owens has accused me of doing when it comes to Charlie Kirk. I mean, but all that's
she accused you of participating in his assassination.
She did, and this all went down over the Jewish holiday of Sukkot. I was offline observing the Yom Tov. I had some come up to me in a synagogue and say, you should, you're gonna be in for something when you turn your phone back on. I said, okay. And yeah, pretty insane, to put it mildly. I mean, demented, evil, satanic, demonic. I mean, like lunatic. I mean, insert your adjective or noun of choice. Roseanne, among the things that I am is I'm a lawyer by background. I clerked in a federal court of appeals. I've spoken in Harvard Law School, Yale Law School. I know a thing or two about the law, okay? And I'm speaking with other lawyers, and it seems to me like we have a potentially very serious defamation case on our hands. We will see if I decide to pull the trigger and go forward. I'm still at the stage where I'm mulling it there. But what she has said to me is so utterly preposterous, so utterly evil, so clearly putting myself and my family's security in harm's way. We've been talking with law enforcement and all that there. It's just so incredibly beneath anything that I can possibly say about it there, that yes, we are very seriously considering litigation, and I suppose stay tuned for that.
Oh, you see